Hi, welcome to Ski Talk. I'm Steve, your host here at skis.com. I'm also the ski buyer and ski-EO, they call me. And Ray, thanks for joining us. Ray is our local Dalbello rep to talk about ski boots.
Thanks, Steve.
How you doing today?
Not bad.
Good. Have you seen this boot before?
Oh, a couple times.
Yeah, this is the brand new Panterra line that you guys have made, which I'm really excited about. You're probably pretty excited about it as well. This is brand new technology. This is for that guy who wants a full-on, full-feature, high-end boot from Dalbello that always wanted a Krypton boot, which has a 98 last, and can't get into that boot because they need a little wider last. This is a 100 to a 102 last.
Right.
So that's this new VVF, it's called?
Absolutely.
VVF Technology. So for those of you at home, this is a green boot. We're working with a green screen here, so I'm going to pass this boot over to Ray. Some of it will slightly disappear. Don't freak out. It'll be okay. It'll all come back when Ray gets it. Here you go, Ray.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, Ray. So tell us about this new VVF Technology. This is a 3-buckle boot, but it's got 4 buckles.
Right. So first of all, like Steve said, there are a lot of people that have always wanted to buy a Krypton boot. Their friends talk about Krypton, they love Krypton, but their feet were too wide to get in a Krypton boot. So this is now a 3-piece boot using every single feature of a Krypton boot. The low hinge point, the 3-piece shell, the ribbed tongue to absorb shock and allow perfect flex.
And I would say if you want to learn more about the 3-piece shell, go to one of our Krypton videos.
Right.
And you can kind of learn more of what are the benefits of the 3-piece shell, but we'll focus on the 4th buckle in this one.
Right. So what VVF is it stands for variable volume fit. Now, so this boot can fit a foot that might be as wide as 102, but then it can shape down all the way down to 100. And by having our 3-piece shell with what we call an open throat design, we took the lower shell and we thinned out the shell wall down here, and we thinned it out here. This buckle, you take that buckle, and it's micro adjustable. We can squeeze. Basically, we squeeze the boot from the sides, and rather than, let's say, a classic overlap boot. If you take a classic overlap, when you pull the buckles down, it's going to crush the boot onto your foot. This boot pulls in from the sides, and that's the simple function of it. And so you fit it, you set it, and you lock it, and you walk away and leave it.
So you basically leave that buckle buckled when you unbuckle your boots.
So then the other 3 buckles are the only 3 buckles you have to use after that point. So you have that full ribbed cable buckle that wraps and holds the heel in, like our Krypton boots. You have the upper wrap buckle, and then you have our front buckle to control your forefoot.
So in addition, there's also a couple of, you guys have really kind of updated this boot in a lot of ways.
Right.
Another thing that this boot has, which most of the Kryptons don't have, is it has an exterior flex adjustment and an exterior ski walk feature.
Right. The other category that's been emerging in the ski industry is the side country or all mountain type boots, and with that there's a couple things that you might want in your boot. One of the things is the ability to walk and to be more upright and walk freely. Now, being that this is a 3-piece boot with that low hinge point, when you pull that lever, it allows the shell to fully flex back and give you a very upright flex, much more than even any of the overlap boots that have a walk feature. But then throw the lever back down, flex forward, and it locks right back in your skiing.
So this is a 120 flex, but it has a flex adjustment on there. What does that do?
Right. This little dial that you see up here, this is a flex adjuster, and it takes the spines in the back of the boot and it blocks the spine. So it increases flex from 120 up to 130 or 140, so you have an aggressive boot.
That guy wants a super stiff, and 120 is not stiff enough. They can even make it stiffer if needed.
The other thing for side country use, or for walking, hiking, or for riding in a helicopter if you're taking a heli trip, or if you're on snowmobiles or cats, you have that rubber-clad walking sole, this rubber piece here to keep you from slipping on things. You also have got Vibram toes and heels in the boot.
So it's a really full-feature side country boot if you want to go off just a little bit. It also has a heel inclinator, I know.
Right. Yeah. For a lot of men.
It's that little button right there.
Yeah. For a lot of men, if you need ramp angle adjustment or the inclinator, rather than having to go find a heel lift, you have one right here built in the boot, and I can adjust you from a very low angle all the way up to 10 millimeters higher.
So what's really nice is that you're not committing yourself to a specific flex or a specific width or a specific heel ramp angle. You can really buy the boot and play with it and tweak it as you ski, so that you don't have to decide in the shop. You can decide on the slopes really what width you need, what flex you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
pretty cool.
It is really one of the most adjustable boots you're ever going to find in the industry.
And we have to talk about the liner too. It does have the new liner from the Intuition liner. Tell us about that.
It's called ID Now, which ID, by the way.
I mean now.
Now fit. Now, absolutely now fit. But ID does stand for Intuition plus Dalbello. Dalbello
I didn't know that.
designed all of these liners with Intuition to fit our shells perfectly. And then the Now liner is now built to be incorporated with our C4 fit. And C4, by the way, on this boot, there are 4 key fit spots that boot fitters typically have to fight with on your foot when you're dealing with, ankle bones or whatever else. So you have ankle bone, navicular bone, 6-toe area, and heel that are all pre-molded, pre-shaped in the shell. And now this liner has also been designed with C4 fit into the liner. So this thing
work right out of the box. You don't have to heat it
Take it out of the box, put it on your foot, and it's fit in there. So ID Now.
Okay, so who is the perfect customer for this boot?
This is the best skier on the hill. This is one of the highest end, strongest skiers on the hill. You have that little wider foot than the Krypton guy, but you can also start. You could sell this boot, or you can take this boot as anybody right from the intermediate level and go up to full expert. It's that adjustable.
Okay, so there you have it, the Dalbello Panterra 120. This is Ray. I'm Steve. Thanks for joining us on Ski Talk.